Hello, my name is Kayla Schmidt, and I'm a consultant for the Missouri Department of Conservation, leading the 2015 Aquatic Invasive Species Containment Program for the greater Kansas City area. In this presentation, I will review what is an invasive species, what lakes and rivers are infested in nearby waterways with zebra mussels, why should you take action, some best practices you can implement, and the resources that are available to you to prevent the spread of zebra mussels and other aquatic invasive species. An invasive species is defined as non-native to that particular ecosystem, and when it is introduced, it is likely to cause or can cause economic or environmental harm, including harm to humans, and an invasive species can be both a plant, an animal, and other types of organisms. Common aquatic invasive plants include hydrilla, parrot feather, elodea, yellow floating heart. If you see any of these particular plants growing nearby or floating on the water at your lake, please contact the Missouri Department of Conservation for assistance and technical advice in removing these types of invasive plants. A zebra mussel is another type of aquatic invasive species. They attach themselves using byssal threads to anything that's submerged on a hard surface in an infested water. They spread very easily both via commercial and recreational boats, amphibious airplanes, scuba equipment, transport containers, fishing gear, boat lifts, and boat docks. Unfortunately, they have very limited number of natural predators and they have very high reproductive rates. In fact, one female zebra mussel can spawn over 1 million other zebra mussels within 1 year. In their early form of life, for about 5 weeks, they're called villagers. And in this state, they are not visible to the naked eye, and they can be transported in anything that is absorbent or holds water, like a live bait well. They can populate and take over an entire ecosystem in 2 to 3 years, negatively impacting the entire food web, sport and commercial fishing, navigational and recreational boating, beaches, and agricultural. Zebra mussels were first identified in Lake Erie in 1986. After the introduction, you can notice in 2014 they have spread dramatically through the United States. In Kansas, this is a list of reservoirs and lakes that have been infested. There are a total of 23 to date. And Missouri has also been impacted negatively, with many lakes nearby, such as Smithville and the Lake of the Ozarks, as well as the Missouri River, all being infested with zebra mussels. Why should you care and take action? These zebra mussels are quickly infesting nearby Missouri and Kansas waterways, entirely disrupting ecosystems. They spread really easy and attach themselves to anything that had been submerged. Remember, in that larva stage, they are not visible to the naked eye, and they can be transported unknowingly in live wells, bait buckets, or even in absorbent materials like life jackets. Once a lake is infested, you can never go back. Prevention is really the only way to stop them from spreading, and it's everyone's responsibility to conserve the natural resources of the lakes that we live at and enjoy. Protect your investments that you've made not only in your watercraft, but in your property value as well as your family's lifestyle. Personally, you can report any sightings to both the Aquatic Nuisance Species Hotline as well as to the Missouri Department of Conservation. Remember to never release plants, pet fish, or animals into any body of water, and always dump leftover bait into the trash on the shore. Avoid growing or buying plants that you know to be invasive, and spread that message, not the mussel, by implementing best practices. For watercraft cleaning, please inspect, clean, drain, and dry your watercraft completely prior to placing it into any other body of water. The most important thing is to consult the 100th Meridian website under the Documents tab for an inspection survey form as to where to inspect the watercraft, but also look at the Quarantine Estimator tab. Under that, it will tell you based on your location, the temperature, and the humidity what exact drying time will be the safest to ensure that all zebra mussels or any villagers have been killed before that watercraft is placed back into the body of water. Best practices for providers mean that you work really closely with these people in your areas, maybe asking them to designate trailers for hauling boats in and out of the lake so that there isn't a chance of cross-contamination, and partner with local maintenance and repair shops to gain agreement about water that they're using for testing motors in, making sure again that it's not coming from any infested waterways. Fishing best practices again include do not release any plant, pet fish, or animal into any body of water. Also, dumping any bait into the trash that's left over, and partner with your local bait shops to make sure that they are using clean water when you're buying your minnows and your other bait fish. Regulate any type of fish stocking to again make sure that water is free of zebra mussels, and limit or monitor fishing tournaments to people who are using equipment that has been designated to your lake only. There's some more best practices you could consider implementing. You could lock access gates to your boat ramps. You can make sure that people designate any type of absorbent materials like life jackets and water toys to your lake, that you do not allow outside boats or dock lifts or regattas, that you limit or monitor social events where people could potentially bring in infested items. Installing substrate monitoring systems, as well as using triggers in your community, such as annual lake fees and time to get your stickers, as ways to educate and communicate your prevention efforts. There are many online resources available to you in addition to this training. And here's a list of those. Again, the most important is the 100th Meridian website when you're looking at quarantining and draining times. And there's also a watercraft cleaning video referenced on this particular page. Last but not least, please help me and your lake by preventing the spread of zebra mussels. You will thereby ensure your property values, fishing, boating, swimming, the shoreline, the entire ecosystem, and your members' lifestyle are preserved for many years to come. Thank you.